There's a lot more professional cyclists than me in Chiang Mai. I'm just some dude riding around on a mountain bike. So guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Touching down as always in the very sunny but chilly morning Chiang Mai, Thailand. And we're just out having a little stroll this morning again. Just out having a little stroll around Wat Chedi Luang like I do most mornings. In the evening I go to the park as well. That's sort of my new routine in the mornings and in the evenings. Keep the brain ticking over. And yeah, I thought we'd have a little chat about cycling in Chiang Mai, in Thailand, but specifically in Chiang Mai. Get a few comments on the videos about Black Beauty and when I'm riding my bike around the city. It looks more scary on camera than what it actually is. I mean, when I look back on some footage of me riding down the highway and stuff, it looks worse than what it is. But yeah, don't get me wrong, it's hairy. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I still say it's a great city to ride a bike, but you need to get used to it here. I mean, when I first got here, I was holding my breath on every road, around every corner. I think the longer you get, the longer you're here and the longer you're on these roads, you sort of learn how the Thai roads operate. I mean, that goes for on a moped or a motorcycle as well, I suppose. I mean, at first, yeah, I was absolutely crapping myself out on the bike, you know. I tried not to be out for as little as possible and to avoid all the major roads. But now I don't really, well, I do care. You always have to have eyes in the back of your head. But yeah, now I can just ride anywhere all over the city, and I think that's because you become accustomed to how the Thai drivers react on the road, and you learn their way of driving and what to do at junctions. And you know, because when you get here, the English way of being on the road and the Thai way, it just causes confusion. I mean, they look at you like you're in the wrong because you're being ultra safety, like UK sort of driving and being on the roads. And here, I mean, they will cut right in on a junction on you. I mean, in the UK, when you come to a junction and turn right, you go around the person that's waiting on the right, you know. In Thailand, they would just cut down on your side of the road, if you know what I mean. And yeah, you have to get used to all these things. I mean, I will always say that this city is great for riding a bicycle. Lots of people say it's not, but yeah, I think it is. It's a great place. Inside the city, I don't think you're gonna have a major accident. It's when you get out to the outer roads, I think, the highways, and they're the roads now when I'm cycling on them roads up to the 700-year stadium or something, where you have to be totally careful, where the speeds are so much higher. Chiang Mai is famous for cyclists going up Doi Suthep. There's a lot more professional cyclists than me in Chiang Mai. I'm just some dude riding around on a mountain bike. I mean, there's loads of top riders here that go up the mountain and everything. But yeah, it's different from the Western world, put it that way. But you do get used to it. You do get used to it, and it becomes second nature. It will just become second nature. You will have that sense of what's going to happen. And I mean, you can never know what's going to happen in Thailand on the roads, but you get that sense of how the roads work. And what I've realised here is you're never in control of. You can be doing everything perfect, and some crazy driver can just come around the corner and cause an accident when you've not done anything wrong, really. You've done everything right on the road, and it's out of your hands, really. It's out of your hands. You can do everything to keep safe on the road, but at the end of the day, it's out of your hands if there's some nutter on the road, or there's someone been drinking, or someone's got a bit of road rage and they just trying to get off somewhere quick. There is a couple of things that really gripe me. The traffic lights is one. When you're trying to cross at traffic lights, because Chiang Mai's so busy, when you need to cross the road, you normally have to use the traffic lights and press the button, you know, wait for it to go red and wait for the cars to stop. And my number one gripe is they don't stop, man. When the red light comes and you're allowed to walk over, some of them don't stop, they just keep going over. So even when it's a red light, you have to keep checking, keep looking that there's not some nutter that's just gonna drive right past. You have to check a couple more times that every bike and every car's gonna stop. You can't be out just whistling away, and I know it seems like I do that sometimes, and yeah, I do. I mean, sometimes I can, because Chiang Mai in Thailand's so relaxed, sometimes I can be out on the bike thinking about what I'm going to do later on in the day or something, or thinking about some sort of vlog idea, and yeah, your mind's taken away from the road, and then you have to think to yourself, you're on the road, so just think about the road. And I think that's the Chiang Mai way of life. It's so relaxed here. Like I've said in another video, you can lose your mind here, even on the road. You can just go away with the fairies while you're riding on the road. I fell off once. That was when I first got here, really. So I sort of put that down to me not knowing the Thai way of being on the road. But yeah, that's the only accident I have been in, touch wood. But I will still say Chiang Mai's great, man, for riding a bicycle. It really is. Of course you have to be careful. They're normally pretty good around the city, I think. The drivers, nobody's beeping like in Vietnam, nobody's going crazy. Everybody's really polite on the road that I've come across, mainly around the city. They will let me out, they will stop for me, and yeah, they will go slowly around me. I mean, on the highway and stuff, of course. I mean, a bike shouldn't really be on the highway. I shouldn't really be on the highway, really. Compared to Da Nang in Vietnam, I mean, Chiang Mai City driving is loads better than Da Nang City driving. I'm not talking about out on the highways and that, because I know there's a lot of accidents in Thailand and it's one of the highest in the world, right? But inside the city, you always see little accidents. Someone dropping a scooter or a bit of confusion at a junction. I think that's what a lot of it is. Like, they're confused. I mean, when I pull out sometimes, they're confused, man. I mean, sometimes I'll just look at a driver and say, what are you doing? And he'll look at me like I'm in the wrong when I'm being totally safe, you know? I'm doing everything proper. And they don't do it like that. Then they will look at you like you're a stupid farang or something. What are you being that safety for? That's not how the roads work in Thailand. You just see a gap and you go for it. That's their motto, really. Their motto is see a gap, go for it. And they know how all that works. So, well, I was going to say a lot of the time that works, but it don't, does it? More or not, it don't work. With the amount of deaths on the road here, things come second nature, doesn't it? The more you're here and the more you do things, you're more in that rhythm of how they are on the roads. And the same with living here. I mean, how I live here now is totally different from how I lived here when I first got here. You become used to things and you fit into their way of life and how they do things. Just wanted to do a little vlog on that, really, people. I've had a few comments about the bike and people telling me to be careful and all that. I still think riding a bicycle is safer than a motorbike. I really do. Because on a motorbike, when you're in a situation, you haven't got no time to bail out. On a bicycle, you can bail out if you see something you don't like. You can just pull over to the hard shoulder and maybe cross the road on foot with the bike or something if something's getting a bit hairy. Would life be better here with a motorcycle? Of course, man, of course. A motorbike, you can get out of the city, see all these amazing places. That's the one disadvantage of having a mountain bike or bicycle. You can only go so far. I mean, if you're fit and healthy, you can ride quite far out the city. Yeah, I mean, that's what a motorbike is great for here, just to get out and see the amazing sights around the city. I do miss that. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Me and Black Beauty's good enough. Black Beauty's good enough for me. I mean, I'm still relatively fit enough to go to some places that I want to, that's not far out of the city. Well, yeah, inside the city you can get anywhere on a bike, man. Bicycle, I mean, you can even with walking, really. The one thing I will say about walking is it will end up getting on your nerves after a while. You can come here and walk around the city, sure, if you're on a short holiday or you're not here for too long. I mean, I've done that the first time I come here. But I think if you're here long term, the walking will do your head in after a while. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that every day. I mean, a bicycle is perfect for if you're just living that inside the old city life or around the moat life. Perfect, man. That's all you need. Bicycles do tend to be a little bit expensive here. Second-hand bikes are a lot more expensive in Thailand than the UK. I mean, my bike, Black Beauty, you could pick a bike up like that for 30 or 40 pound, man. Over here they'd be 100 pound, $150. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, second-hand bikes do seem to be a little bit more expensive in Thailand. Yeah, so I just thought we'd do a little vlog on riding a bicycle around Chiang Mai, Thailand. It's a great option. The roads are dangerous. You have to have your head on. Sometimes you can lose your head with the relaxed way of life here. Yeah, I think maybe in the future in Chiang Mai, Thailand, that might be a rule that even cyclists have got to wear the helmets. I know now they've just brought in the new rule about wearing a helmet on a motorcycle. They've got cameras catching people now. Passengers have got to wear the helmet as well, and I think they are actually going through with it this time. People are getting fined. I've heard of people getting fined for no helmets. I know they normally do rules here, don't they, and nothing happens about it, but I have actually heard this time people are getting stung and caught on camera with no helmets. But around the city there's still hundreds of motorcyclists without an helmet. I mean, on a bike I should be wearing an helmet really, but yeah, stupid, should be wearing an helmet. A lot of people do. The cyclists that go up the mountain, they all wear helmets, but most of the cyclists around the city never really see wearing a helmet. You see the odd one or two. Don't be put off about cycling around Chiang Mai, as long as you take all the precautions and be as safe as you can be. I mean, it's just same as anything else, isn't it? Riding a bike, driving a car here, even walking here. You can have an accident walking here, can't you? So yeah, just down at Wat Chedi Luang. Some sort of festival going on in the school down there. So you can probably hear the MC shouting and bawling. I mean, the music in Thailand, I love it. The only thing I don't like is the sound systems. They use like the tinniest, screechiest speakers and sound systems you've ever heard. The music and that's always good. It's just the PA systems, I think, lets it down. Yeah, so it's a little bit chilly this morning, but it's roasting hot again now, man. Roasting hot. It's been weird this month. Some days have been cool in the mornings. Some mornings are like right up in the 20s straight away. Got a hot season right around the corner as well, really, haven't we? And the smoky season. The smoky season, what's it going to be like? That's in the back of our heads all the time at the minute, the smoky season. One thing's for sure is it's going to be here. It's not just going to disappear this year. The smoky season's going to be here. But what is it going to be like with the COVID? I mean, will that affect how farmers are burning fields and growing crops? I don't know. Is it going to affect it? Probably not. I mean, are farmers going to grow so much stuff? And I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, right? Yeah, anyway guys, hope you're all safe and well as always. Yeah, I'm going to head back now, people, and have my coffee as I always do. Have my coffee, then probably head out again on Black Beauty later on in the afternoon. I will see you in the next vlog, so take it easy, man. Take it easy.